9 years before memory. 9,000 years before our maps learned the shape of Africa. Before Rome built its first stone. Before the pyramids cast their shadows across the Nile. There was a land where the mountains rose like broken teeth, where clouds wrapped the earth like veils, and where kings claimed they could speak to the sky. That land was Aksum, a kingdom so powerful that ancient traders whispered, "Gold flows in their rivers, gods walk in their markets, and their kings eat from plates of thunder." For 1,000 years, Aksum ruled the Horn of Africa, a civilization so advanced it minted coins, engineered monuments that defied time, and wrote in a script no other empire ever mastered. And then, it vanished. Not destroyed, not conquered, not dissolved, just gone, slipping from history as though swallowed by the very mountains it once commanded. Tonight, we travel into the highlands of Ethiopia, into the fog, the ruins, the legends, and the secrets of a civilization that touched the sky. Part 1. The Birthplace of Kings. To understand Aksum, you must first understand the land. Ethiopia is not a desert. Not here. Not in the north. It is a world carved by violence. Volcanoes, earthquakes, shifting plates. Mountains rise so sharply that goats struggle to climb. Valleys plunge into darkness before the sun can reach them, and rivers cut through basalt like silver knives. It is a land that looks ancient even today, almost too dramatic to be real. But for the people who lived here thousands of years ago, this was not a prison. It was a fortress. The earliest Aksumites built homes of stone, terraced fields in the mountains, and fed their kingdom on the gifts of altitude. Teff, barley, wheat, grains that thrived where invaders could not. Archaeologists believe Aksum was already a thriving chiefdom by 1000 BC. Older than the Roman Empire, older than Greek democracy, contemporary with the earliest kingdoms on the Nile. But Aksum was never just African. It was something stranger. A crossroads of 3 worlds: Africa, Arabia, and the ancient Near East. Its language, Ge'ez, carries traces of Semitic and Cushitic roots. Its art resembles both Ethiopian rock-cut symbolism and South Arabian reliefs. Its earliest inscriptions speak of gods shared with Saba, the kingdom that legends call Sheba. Some historians whisper that the Queen of Sheba herself may have had Aksumite blood. Others say Aksum was forged from a marriage of worlds: African strength, Arabian myth, and a geography that forced innovation. Whatever the truth, by 400 BC, Aksum was already rising. Part 2. The City of Obelisks. When the Greeks finally arrived on African shores, they were stunned. Aksum was not a village, not a cluster of huts, not a tribal kingdom. It was a stone metropolis, with palaces, carved stelae, irrigation systems, and paved roads. But the Greeks were most astonished by one thing: the obelisks of Aksum. Imagine a skyscraper carved from a single piece of granite. Imagine hauling it down a mountain without iron pulleys, without wheels, without cranes. Now imagine carving windows, floors, doors into a stone that you will never live inside, because it is not a building. It is a gravestone. The largest surviving one stands 24 meters tall, the height of an 8-story building. But the broke one, the fallen giant, once stood at 33 meters and weighed over 500 tons. No modern crane could lift it. Even today, engineers shake their heads. How did they do it? Some propose a system of wooden rollers. Others believe they used teams of elephants. Some think they waited for the rainy season, built earthen ramps, and dragged the blocks on mud-lubricated sledges. But the locals? They smile and say, "Those who built them no longer walk this earth." Part 3. The Empire of Trade and Stars. Aksum did not rise through conquest alone. It rose through trade. Its location was destiny. At the mouth of the Red Sea, between Africa and Arabia, between Rome and India, between the world's richest markets. Its merchants were the first Africans to sail to India using monsoon winds. Centuries before Europeans knew the winds even existed. They traded gold, frankincense, ivory, obsidian, exotic animals, salt, even live elephants. And in return they received silk from China, spices from India, wine from Rome, tools from Arabia. By the 1st century AD, Rome referred to Aksum as one of the 4 great powers on earth, alongside Persia, China, and itself. Aksum minted coins in gold, silver, and bronze. The first African kingdom to do so, with inscriptions in Greek and Ge'ez. One side bore the king's face. The other carried a symbol, first a crescent and disc, a pre-Christian emblem of the sky gods. But centuries later, the symbol would change to a cross, and Aksum would shift the balance of history. Part 4. The King Who Became a Saint. In the 4th century AD, Aksum crowned a king whose impact still echoes today, King Ezana. Before Ezana, Aksum worshipped a pantheon of gods. Maram, the war god, Behar, the sea god, and the spirits of the mountains. Ezana changed everything. According to tradition, he was tutored by a Syrian Christian slave named Frumentius, a man shipwrecked on Aksum's shores, who rose to become royal counselor. Under Frumentius's influence, Ezana converted to Christianity, making Aksum one of the earliest Christian states on earth, long before the Roman Empire adopted the faith. Why does this matter? Because Aksumite Christianity did not look like Byzantine Christianity, or Roman Christianity, or later, European Christianity. It was African, rooted in local tradition, born from mountains, not empires. Ezana inscribed his victories on stone tablets, calling himself Son of the Invincible God, King of Kings, ruler of Aksum, Himyar, and Kush. He expanded the empire across Yemen, Sudan, and Eritrea. He built churches, minted new coins with crosses, and left behind a kingdom at its peak. But even his power could not prevent the storm that was forming beyond the Red Sea. Part 5. The Red Sea Turns Black. By the 6th century AD, Aksum was no longer just a kingdom. It was an empire of 2 continents, its soldiers crossing the Red Sea to conquer Yemen, its merchants dominating trade routes, from Alexandria to the Indian coast. But history is not gentle. To those who rise too high, across the desert, a new power was forming, one that would reshape the ancient world. The Persian Empire, seeking control of the Red Sea, challenged Aksum in Arabia, and for the first time in centuries, Aksum began to bleed. The Persians pushed Aksumite forces out of Yemen. The Red Sea trade weakened. The empire's wealth, built on maritime routes, began to fracture. But the final blow came not from Persia, not from Rome, not from any rival empire. It came from the sky. Part 6. The climate event that broke an empire. Around the year 536 AD, an event occurred that historians still call the darkest year in human history. Something, perhaps a volcanic eruption, perhaps a meteor impact, threw enough dust into the atmosphere to block the sun for more than a year. Across the world, crops failed, rivers dried, cold winds swept through regions that hadn't seen frost in centuries, and on the Ethiopian plateau, where Aksum stood proudly, the rains stopped, rivers shrank, terraces cracked, harvests fell to half. Aksum, once fed by fertile highlands and enriched by ocean trade, was struck from both sides. Famine from the sky, poverty from the sea. But Aksum was stubborn. It did not fall immediately. It endured drought. It rerouted trade. It cut new terraces into the mountains. It built new fortresses. But then came the final, quiet wound. No empire can escape. Isolation. Part 7. The Fade into the Mountains. By the 7th century, a new world was rising across Arabia, one united under Islam. Trade routes shifted away from the Red Sea, controlled by merchants with new alliances, new priorities, new ports. Aksum found itself cut off, no longer a crossroads of continents, but a mountain kingdom alone in the clouds. The empire retreated inland, away from the coast, away from the trade that had sustained it. Its capital shifted, shrinking from a cosmopolitan city to scattered hill settlements. The monumental stele fields ceased to grow. The palaces fell silent. The roads cracked. Aksum did not fall in battle. It slowly withdrew from history. By the 10th century, Arab geographers wrote, Aksum is a shadow, a memory, a place where kings once touched the sky. But even shadows can burn. Part 8. The Legend of Makbeta and the Fall of the Old Kingdom. In Ethiopian tradition, Aksum did not collapse from climate or economics alone. There is another story, a darker one, whispered not by historians, but by priests and elders. It speaks of a queen named Gudit, or Yodit, in some legends called Makbeta, a warrior queen, who burned churches, razed cities, and destroyed the royal bloodline. Some say she was Jewish. Others say she was pagan. Others call her a rebel against centuries of Aksumite rule. Whatever her origin, the chronicles agree on one thing. Her fire ended the age of Aksum. Under her, the last great rulers of Aksum fled. The palaces were emptied. Christian manuscripts were destroyed. Royal tombs were desecrated. And Aksum slipped into silence. Historians debate her story. Some say she never existed. Others say she was symbolic, a metaphor for the collapse of an old world. But the ruins of burned monasteries are very real, and in Ethiopia, they still say, when Aksum fell, the mountains wept. Part 9. The Ark and the Hidden Lineage. Aksum was not only a kingdom, it was a sanctuary of legends. The greatest of them all lies inside a small chapel beside the ruins of the old palace, a building guarded day and night by a single monk who never leaves its walls. The Chapel of the Tablet. Here, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church claims they protect the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest of the Israelites, said to contain the stone tablets of Moses. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark was brought to Aksum 3,000 years ago by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon, and the Queen of Sheba. Aksumites believed their kings were descendants of this divine bloodline, and many still do. Whether myth or reality, the Ark remains hidden. No scholar has ever seen it. No camera has entered. But every year, thousands travel to the chapel to bow before a wall they cannot pass. Because even in ruin, Aksum's heart still beats. Part 10. The Kingdom That Vanished But Never Died. What happened to Aksum's people? They did not vanish. They did not disappear into legend. They became the ancestors of modern Ethiopia and Eritrea. Their language evolved into Amharic and Tigrinya. Their architecture inspired rock-cut churches in Lalibela and Tigray. Their Christian tradition is still one of the oldest in the world. Aksum may have lost its empire, but its soul never left the mountains. And today, in the shadow of the ancient stele, children run past the ruins without knowing. They play among the bones of one of history's greatest civilizations. Part 11. In 2020, archaeologists noticed something unusual beneath the largest fallen obelisk of Aksum, a monolith weighing over 500 tons. Ground-penetrating radar showed not rock, not soil, but a void, a perfect rectangular chamber. No one has excavated it, and Ethiopia has forbidden all attempts until the site is fully stabilized. But the shape is unmistakable. It matches the foundations of the oldest royal tombs. Some scholars quietly whisper that this chamber might contain a sarcophagus of a forgotten king, or even relics removed from the chapel of the Ark before Aksum fell. Others say the void hides nothing but collapsed stone. But the locals? They say the chamber hums at certain times of year when the sun touches the top of the untouched stele. A hum no microphone has ever been able to record. Aksum keeps its secrets, even from our machines. Part 12. The Shadow Empire. Today, Aksum looks quiet. A modern town surrounding its ancient heart. Tourists walk among toppled monoliths. Priests chant beside 1,700-year-old stones. Children race through palace ruins. But beneath the calm, Aksum remains a living archive, holding clues to the rise and fall of ancient Africa, and perhaps the movements of much older civilizations. Along the Nile and Red Sea, every few years, another discovery surfaces. A forgotten script, a collapsed palace, a new radiocarbon date, rewriting timelines. Aksum is not done speaking. We have only begun to listen. Part 13. The Moral, What the Mountains Remember. Empires do not always fall. Because they grow weak, sometimes the world around them changes faster than they can adapt. Aksum was mighty, brilliant, ambitious, But even kings who touch the sky cannot command the rain, the sea, or the silence of new trade routes. History is not just written in triumphs. It is carved in what survives after the silence. And the mountains of Ethiopia remember everything. Thank you for watching Kelvin's World of Myths. If you want more forgotten kingdoms, lost cities, and mysteries buried beneath history, subscribe, turn on the bell, and continue the journey with us into the civilizations the world tried to forget.